Okay, so here goes another little kind of haul sort of video. These are things that I've gotten over the past, I don't know how long it's been, but since whenever the last time it was that I made a video. It was the last, I don't even know. I don't know how long that's been, but a great face that I just made, by the way. But I've gotten a lot of different things that I kind of wanted to talk about, and there actually are a couple of different things that I wanted to talk about that I haven't even like used or touched or swatched or anything like that, because I wanted to get like a very like real reaction of like how I actually feel about it, and like like a legitimate first impression. Like this is the first time I'm ever actually seeing this in person. Um, I shop for almost everything online, so I don't get like a real good chance to swatch most things before I buy them, which is, kind of, eh, I'd rather use them first or like at least see them on my hand or something before I buy them. But there are so many things that you can't get in real stores. I mean, my Sephora is so limited. I have two Sephoras near me, and they both have pretty much the same stuff, and none of it's like extraordinary or anything. I mean, they don't even carry anything by Bobbi Brown except for I think like the gel eyeliners, and I've only seen like two of the colors there, and they only have it on like that weird end cap of like things that you should try, and it like has like sometimes it'll be mascaras or sometimes it'll be like BB creams or whatever. And one time they had an eyeliner thing, and it was like, this is the gel eyeliner, gel eyeliner you should try, and I'm like, I've got this already, but thanks. Um, but on the bright side, I got my mom to think about getting it. 'Cause I love gel eyeliner. It's kind of like that happy medium between a kohl and a liquid. Liquid you can't really smudge at all, and kohls smudge a lot. Um, Gels you can smudge them at first, but then they dry, and hopefully if you get a good gel eyeliner they won't move. The one that I have, at first I didn't really particularly like the Bobbi Brown one because I feel like maybe like the top layer of it was really dry or something. But once you get down into the product, like past the first like little layer of it, it's actually really nice. It really like glides on smoothly, and like I said, you could smudge it if you worked really quickly, just quickly, because it dries. Once it dries, it is on there. I mean, my sister, she wore it. She wore it. Let's see. I put it on her, and she wore it to a hospital, and she ended up staying overnight. She wasn't in the hospital, but that's not the point. She was staying overnight, and she said that she woke up the next day and it was still there, and she like tried to wash it off with some water in the bathroom, and it just would not come off. It was not moving at all. So gotta love gel eyeliner. It like I've cried in it. I've cried like full on like bawling tears, and it just won't move. It's great stuff. Um, Not that kohl eyeliner or liquid eyeliner aren't also great. It just everything has its place and everything has its special little area. Anyway, so I'm not even talking about anything that I've gotten so far. First thing that I got, and I feel like these have been talked about enough, so I don't really want to talk a whole lot about it, is the Color Your Smile lip glosses. They've got like the little mirror and the little light, and just like camera flash. Okay, but I've got a lot of the colors because I couldn't help myself. I was like, which colors do I want? I kind of want all of them, but I'm not going to get all of them, so I'll just limit myself to, how many did I get? 8. So, I think that's all the ones that I have. I hope. Jeez. Actually, yep, 8. Okay, that's it. I got them in a 5-pack and then a 3-pack because they're cheaper that way. They're really expensive. That's one thing I don't particularly care for about them. I'm like, I don't think, besides my like Yves Saint Laurent, I don't know how you pronounce it, but I've gotten this Yves Saint Laurent like glossy thing. It's, what is it called? I don't even think they have the name of it on here. It's like Rouge pour Couture Vernis à Lèvres. I can't speak French. I took French in high school, but that was a long time ago, and I've forgotten most of it. But I've gotten this, and you know, it's Yves Saint Laurent. You expect it, or Yves Saint Laurent, whatever. But you expect it to be expensive. I just dropped it. You expect it to be expensive because it's like a super high end brand. And before I started really watching YouTube videos, I had never heard of Gerard Cosmetics or Whitening Lightning, and I don't know what the difference is really. I think that they're the same company, but I don't know. But my point is that I didn't think that, I mean, they're nice and they're really super pigmented, honestly, for a gloss, but I didn't think that the price was really justifying it. Like, that's just one little swipe, and, you know, that's pigment. Like, that's good, but they're way too expensive in my mind for what they are, which is a lip gloss. I mean, they're just. I don't even wear lip gloss on its own. I wear it over lipsticks if I feel like my lipstick needs just like that extra bit of like oomph, like that like shine glossiness or whatever. So for something that I'm going to just slap on over something else, I don't feel like they are well priced unless you get them in bundles, which if you get them in bundles then they're more reasonably priced. So I'd say, you know, they're still expensive, but they're not as expensive. So I don't know. I don't know how to feel about them. I'll make up my mind later about it. The next thing I wanted to talk about, by the way, if you can hear my neighbor's dog, I'm sorry. I really can't control it. But the next thing I wanted to talk about, actually, the next thing I want to talk about, I do want to talk about something that's in this bag. Because I haven't talked about it yet because it wasn't something I felt like I needed to say because it was just like, you know, whatever. But I don't know. You probably can't tell. But my eyelashes look great. And let me tell you why. It's because I actually layer two eye mascaras. Just regular mascara. It's just not. It's just called mascara, Sarah. All right. So I layer the Too Faced Better Than Sex mascara, which, by the way, anytime anything is called Better Than Sex, I go, I don't know that you're doing that right. But it is pretty good. And the thing is that it clumps up a lot. Even if you layer one layer and you're not careful with it, it can get really super clumpy really quickly. But I put the They're Real over top of it because this one kind of does more of a separating for me at least and lengthening, where this is more for volume. But I just love the way that they look together. They make my eyelashes look like super full, and I mean, they're not like, I don't have very many eyelashes and they're not super long or anything, so I guess it would probably look better on another person, but I just like it. I just like them together. So, you know, if you have both of those mascaras, then try it out. Let's see, one more thing that I wanted to talk about that I already had but didn't mention, like really talk about before, were these NYX Butter Lipsticks. I mean, I talked about them and I said that I had them and I, you know, told you about like me getting all these different colors and stuff. I have tried most of the colors that I've gotten. The problem that I've found is that it seems like all of NYX's lipsticks, because I also have a matte shade that's like a lighter color, all the lighter colors go on my lips really super patchy and weird. And I don't know if it's my lips, if I just have really dry lips, but I don't think I do because I moisturize them constantly and they're not like, I don't know. I don't feel like they're dry, but it just feels like they go on really super weird and like not attractive looking. So the darker colors are gorgeous and they glide on and they're super creamy and smooth and I mean, they just feel really nice. But the lighter colors are just not for me, I guess. I don't know. Maybe I just don't. No, it's not that I don't like light colored lipsticks. I love light colored lipsticks. Psh, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's the formula for the lighter colors. Maybe it's something they put in them to make them like light or whatever, but it's weird. I went on HauteLook one day and noticed that the Balm was having a sale. And I was going, please have the luminizers, please have the luminizers. And guess what? They did. So I bought all three of them. I got the Betty Luminizer, which is this bronzy gold shade. It looks much more yellow in the camera than it is in real life, although it is still pretty yellow. I mean, if you compare it to like the Becca um, in Opal, you can see the Opal's more pink, and Opal's not really like a pink shade. It's definitely like a warm goldy, bronzy kind of color, but it has more pink than this one does. This one's definitely more gold, but I can't really use this on myself as a highlight shade, and I don't really do like the shimmery bronzer thing because on my skin color it just looks fake. I'm pale, and I've dealt with that, and I'm fine with it. But I did use this as an eyeshadow, and it is so pretty. I mean, I use the Opal as an eyeshadow as well because it's too dark for me, but it looks so pretty on your eyes. It really does. If you have either one of those products, just try it out as an eyeshadow. I'm telling you, it looks gorgeous. It makes your eyes like just like, I don't know. Because it's a highlighter and not like an eyeshadow, it's not quite as chunky of a glitter, I feel. Not that all eyeshadows with shimmer are chunky, but like for the most part, I'm going to say it's just a slightly different look. I also got the Cindy Luminizer and the Mary Luminizer. I feel like the Mary Luminizer is like the classic highlighter. It's not as strong of a highlight as, say, the Moonstone, which is a similar kind of color where it's like that light gold. And then the Cindy Luminizer, I don't even have anything quite like it. It's almost like blush colored, but it's very shimmery. I love that I can like see myself recording the video in my mirror. It's very shimmery, like pinky color, and let me just tell you that the texture of these is great because they're so smooth, but they don't like crumble when you're putting it on, if you know what I mean. Which some of my like smoother products can do sometimes, but like I was talking about my Lorac Pro palette last video, I think. The eyeshadows tend to be so soft that sometimes they blend away in the blending, so you kind of have to be like gentle with it. What else did I want to talk about? Yeah, the balm. So I got these eyeshadow palettes. I got all 4 of them because I'm obsessive. And I have like this weird thing about collecting. Like, I have to have the whole collection or whatever, even if it's not all great or whatever. I don't know how to describe it. So I got this matte. It's the Meet Matte Nude palette. The eyeshadows in this one are, I think, bigger than all of the other ones. Even the I think it's this one. Yeah, even the eyeshadows in the Bon Voyage palette I don't think they're as long. I think they're the same width. But yeah, they're longer. So these ones are bigger than the other eyeshadows. Some of them are really tiny. I'll show you in a second. But this is the matte palette, and they're all matte shades. Some of them have like this tiny little glistening to them, like a tiny little bit of sparkle. It's not like enough where it would probably even be noticeable on your eyes, but I really, and this is gonna sound really super boring, but I really love this matte sing. How do you pronounce that? I don't know, but I love that color because that's like the nice, like warm, like medium transition shade I just love to use because it's not like super orangey, or like even, I don't know, like peachy colored. It's got more of a caramelly kind of color to it. I don't know. I just really like it. It's got a little bit more pink than the other colors that I usually use for transition, so it's really nice. And of course, I showed you the Bon Voyage a little bit, but this is a little bit of a better look at it. And gosh, look how gorgeous those blues are. They're just amazing. But it's mostly neutral colors. But then they kind of got like this dark green and these blues and this purple and then this yellow, which is, I guess, still kind of a neutral color, but it's definitely like, it's like goldy yellow, but it's still like really cool. It's not quite your typical neutral shade. And then they have these like lip products. I guess they're lip and cheek, maybe. I don't know. I don't really know, because I probably won't use them, to be honest. I hate cream products in the little pan thingies. They just have a weird texture sometimes, and I just tend to stay away from it. But the shimmers in this are so pretty. They're almost like mica looking, if you know what mica is. They might have mica in them, I don't know. But I don't know, they just have like a really nice shimmer to them. I also got the Balm Jovi palette, which is full of puns. I'm going to warn you right now. Some of them are like, oh, clever, but then some of them are like, oh, God, really? So the eyeshadows in this one are super, super tiny. And the other palette I got, which I'll show you in a second, they're the same way. It's like, why are they so little? I can't get much use out of that at all. But then it also has like this blush and this highlighter, and then two lip cheek products in the bottom, which again probably won't ever use. But the cheek, the cheek stuff, the highlighter and the blush also look really super pretty. The eyeshadows in are really nice looking. They're kind of like mattes here, and then kind of like a light shimmery colors here, and then like super sparkles over here. They're separated to metal, classical, and alternative, I guess. Oh, the joys. The joys of living next to an Air Force base and an airport. It's great. But it's really not that bad. You get used to it. But I like that they kind of have the different textures in it, so you can kind of mix and match and, you know, create like different textures on your eye. I just like having different textures in similar colors or in different colors. It's just something I enjoy. So this is the Nude Tude palette, and like before, the eyeshadows are super tiny. Don't know why, and they've got like these naked girls on them. Well, I guess they're naked, I would assume, since, you know, they're being covered up by this eyeshadow. But it kind of ranges from a light to a dark, a lot like a traditional palette, like your Naked palettes or the Lorac palettes, where it starts off with like these like white and creamy colors and then works its way towards darker colors. But the palette itself is pretty well split up, I'd say. It's got, looks like 4 matte colors, and then the rest of them are shimmer, so a little bit more shimmery and sparkly than matte, but they're all really nice colors, and I can't wait to try it out and get some looks out of it. Let's see, I got the Anastasia contour kit, finally, because apparently they're just like keeping it permanently in stock on the Anastasia website now, so I don't have to wait for it to come back in stock on Sephora anymore and be disappointed and crushed by my need for this. So I probably won't ever use these bronzers on myself because these are all entirely too dark, although it does look like they have a pretty good range of like undertones. They're just very dark, which it takes so much work for me to even be able to use it in a way that looks like I'm not crazy. It's not worth it. But the top shades, okay, so this one is like a pink shimmer, very similar to the, what was it, the Cindy Luminizer? Yeah, the Cindy Luminizer that I was showing you earlier. And then these two are matte shades, which is very cool for highlights, to be honest, because a lot of times the highlighting powders, or powders in general, let's say powders that you put on your face, they are either shimmery because they're meant to be highlighters, or they're matte, but they're translucent or skin tone colored. This one is definitely a very strong pink undertone, and this one's definitely a very strong yellow undertone, but they're lighter than I would say most people's skin tones. I'm going to say most because they're not lighter than mine. But if I use a very light hand with either one of them, like as a highlighting powder, it actually gives like a nice little like effect. I mostly use this to set my under eye concealer, which is a common use for this palette. So boring. I know. The other thing I wanted to talk about, I know I have so many things this time. It's so exciting for me. I just love the little things like getting new makeup. Makes me happy. I got Makeup Geek blushes. Oh my gosh, I'm missing one because I'm waiting for them to get the color that I want, which is like the perfect peachy, pinky kind of color, and I need it. But I got 7 shades. Romance, which is like very similar to the NARS Orgasm, except for I'd say it's better than NARS Orgasm because it's not a chunk of gold glitter. It's like a gold shimmer throughout, and it's really pretty. Sorry, just got an email. I got Honeymoon, which is this really light pink with glitter in it, and it's like a more gray toned pink. It's not a super bright pink. Um, and I got like this medium colored pink, which is over head over heels. Sorry, I'm not even really showing them to you when I pull them out of the pot. I'm silly. This one's Hanky Panky, which is a brighter pink. This one, which is Rendezvous, is more of a purpley based pink. And then I got this orangey one. It's like a tangerine kind of color called Bliss, which is actually really pretty. I know it sounds like, I don't know, some people aren't really into the whole orange blush thing, but it looks really pretty, and it actually blends really well with some of the other colors when you use them. And then this one's Love Affair, which is super, like, almost a red pink, and it's super, super bright, and I have to use a very, very light hand if I use it, but it's, I mean, all of these blushes are so pretty, and I have never, ever, ever felt blushes like these. Like I just tap my brush into it and put it on my cheek, and I get plenty of color, but you probably can't see that color. Let's go with the darker one. So I tapped my finger into the blush, and then I swipe it, and it gives me like a nice little light wash of color, but if I like swirl it around like I were to use an eyeshadow, look at that. It's so bright. Oh my goodness. And they're so smooth, and they blend really nicely over the skin, which can sometimes be a problem with blushes. Sometimes they'll apply a little patchy. But these ones are really, really nice, and I just love the colors, and she has a lot of different colors. I've got to give a hand to Marlena because she knows what she's doing with her powder products. I honestly just cannot get over how great they are and how good of a value they are. To be honest, it's hard to find makeup that is that quality at that price point. I mean, it's not impossible because there are people out there that do it, but Marlena does it amazingly. I mean, she gives MAC a run for their money, and MAC is like the king of powder products. I mean, because I've talked about her eyeshadows before, and they're freaking gorgeous and smooth, and they blend really nicely. And I mean, shimmers, the mattes, the range of colors, you really cannot beat Makeup Geek right now in my eyes. Like, I'm like, anybody's like, oh, how should I start out makeup, or like if they're looking for an eyeshadow palette to go to or whatever, I'm just like, Makeup Geek. I'm telling you, like, if you buy a Z palette and just stick them in there, or if you buy her individuals, you won't be upset, you won't be disappointed, because they're great quality, especially for the price. I mean, it's almost half the price of MAC, and just as good, if not better, most of the time. So, like I said, amazing. I can't even begin to talk about how much I love Makeup Geek. Okay, so next thing I want to talk about very briefly is the Lorac Pro 2. Is it Lorac Pro 2 palette, whatever it is. It doesn't say 2 on the outside, which is kind of strange to me, but it's the Lorac Pro 2, and it comes in this gray package instead of the black one. And this one's more cool toned, although it does still have warms. I'm a big fan of this Nectar color, which is kind of like a pinky color, but it goes on like a medium kind of pinky transition tone, which is really nice. Rosé, I cannot get enough of these like pink-based golds. They're just my favorite. I love rose gold, and everything about it is amazing. They've got this navy color, which, holy crap, let me tell you how pigmented this color is. I mean, all of these colors blend really nicely, and they're not they don't blend away like some of the ones in the original Lorac palette did. So I really like it. I almost wish they would redo the original one in this formula or whatever it is that they did, because it's great. I mean, I can't complain about the colors in this palette. You're awesome. Oh, Jet. Okay. Right. Last thing I wanted to talk about, and this is kind of like an actual, like, this is actually like several things, is these Shinobi Cosmetics. They're loose pigment eyeshadows. Now, I'm not going to swatch all of them in the video. I will take a picture of them swatched on my... Jet, I'm trying to film. Can't you wait just a little longer to fly over? But I got a bunch of them because I got like little collections, and these are the full sizes, which are pretty small, and I don't know why, but I wasn't really expecting them to be this little. I mean, they're tiny. If you compare them to, like, my Makeup Geek pigments, I mean, it's like half the size. I haven't tested the quality or anything, though, so this is what I was going to do my first impression, like, legitimate first impression on. So, here we go. I'm going to take one from each collection. They're very similar, though, because I had to get them as soon as I realized what they were based off of, because I'm a little obsessed with mythology. But this is the Oh My Gods, Rome and Oh My Gods collection. This one says limited edition. The Rome one doesn't, but I'm assuming it's probably limited edition as well. But I bought these because I love mythology, and I really liked the idea behind it. So, took the little wrapper off. Here we go. It's probably going to be a huge freaking mess, so I'm going to try and open it as flat as possible. No, it's actually not that bad. It's not like flying everywhere. Although I probably will be as lucky with all of them. But okay, so this one is Poseidon. It's blue with some sort of lighter blue and purple flecks in it. I'm just gonna swatch this. Oh my gosh, it's really pretty. It's got like a periwinkle kind of quality to it, and then it also kind of goes to like a deep gray depending on the way you turn it. But it is, you can't see, but you can see like the coloring, like you can see that it's densely colored on my hand. So that's really nice. I just kind of like stuck my little pinky in the lid there. That's really nice. I don't know. I'm really excited for these now. I really want to use them. I get stuff, and I actually was really good, and I saved this until I could film, so I could show you how I felt about it immediately. So let's go with Minerva, who, by the way, is one of my favorite goddesses from the Roman pantheon. Okay, let's, sorry if that's making a loud noise in your ear. I'm really bad at this. Okay, ooh, this one's a more finely milled glitter. It's purple and pink and a little bit of blue, and it's, like I said, more fine. It's not so much a glitter as it is a shimmer. So let's stick my finger. Ooh, it's sheerer. It doesn't have as much color. Let's see if I can build it up a little. Oh, I can. Okay. But it's, oh my goodness. It is so pretty. You can't even see how pretty it is in this video, but like I said, I'll link my Tumblr down below, and I'll post a picture on my Tumblr of the eyeshadows. I'll swatch them all out. So like I'll probably do it on my arm, and then I'll just put like the Oh My Gods and then the Oh My Gods Rome or whatever, and then I'll like, say from left to right which one is which. But oh my gosh, I am really impressed with these eyeshadows. They do tell you that you can use some of them on your lips. They tell you which ones and which ones you can and which ones you can't on the website. And they also list their ingredients, which is really nice because I know there are lots of people who have allergies to certain things. So it's nice to know what's in your products when you put them on, especially if you have super sensitive skin. Um, but yeah, that's pretty much all I wanted to talk about. Um, as far as like new stuff that I got. So I guess I'll just end it there. Um, I promise you I'm gonna start doing tutorials soon. It's coming. I just have to save up for my camera, and I've been really bad at playing makeup when I really should just get on getting a camera so that I can actually use the makeup that I bought for tutorials. I do use the makeup that I buy. I use it every day. I mean, I put on makeup almost every day, in varying quantities. Uh, but I don't know. I've been bad. I should save up for my camera so that I can finally start doing tutorials and do exciting things, for you guys. I Yeah. So that's it.